The video you're watching was made by the speech and language therapists of the Sheffield Community Learning Disability team. It's an introduction to our service and an overview of the types of things we can offer to help the communication of adults with learning disabilities. In Sheffield's Community Learning Disability team, there are a range of ways that we can help adults with learning disabilities to communicate. We can complete assessments of people's understanding. Sometimes this is done by looking at books and objects together, or we can do some assessment through observation and informal conversations. Where appropriate, we also use self-rating tools to find out how the individual feels about their communication skills, and we gather information from carers who know the person well. From assessment, we can find out what spoken language people can understand. We can assess from simple words such as hand and cat, all the way to more complicated words like isolation and collision. We also find out what types of grammar might be easy or difficult for someone to understand. For example, some people are prone to misunderstanding negatives, such as, "We are not going swimming." Or they might struggle to follow sentences with too much information, or understand the difference in the meaning of "I am going" compared to "I went." Some people can struggle to remember what people say to them, which can make it harder to follow long sentences. We can find out how someone might use things they see to help them understand what people say. For example, seeing a shopping bag and figuring out that you're going shopping, rather than actually understanding the words that are said to you about the upcoming shopping trip. Or being able to laugh along with a joke because you recognise the jokey vocal intonation, rather than actually understanding the words of the joke. By assessing someone's level of communication, we can give advice on how best to support them to express themselves and understand what people say. This could involve simplifying the language you use. Or perhaps using pictures to support and clarify spoken language. Or signing. We can provide signing workshops for carers and staff teams where this would benefit the person you're supporting. We can also look at a person's skills in inferencing or making guesses about what is happening in a situation. We can look at their ability to imagine what other people might be thinking, what might happen next, and what things could they do to problem solve. Strategies like social stories can help fill in the gaps for people who struggle to make these guesses, or for people who find it difficult to retain or understand spoken information. We can also assess someone's ability to express themselves. Expressive language is sharing our needs and wants, thoughts and feelings, and making choices. We can assess how easily they can think of words they want to say, and whether they can use grammar and sentences. We can give strategies to help with this, like giving pictures for them to ask for things, apps on phones, signing, a communication aid, or comic strip conversations to support someone to explain something that has happened. People can use their behaviour to express how they feel. We support carers and staff to understand and respond to this behaviour in line with PBS, or positive behaviour support plans. In adulthood, we do not tend to help people to work on speech sounds, such as sh and f, as this does not typically generalise to being able to use these sounds in everyday speech. However, where appropriate, we do give strategies to help the clarity of someone's speech. For example, by helping them to slow down the pace of their speech to be clearer. For some people, spoken, picture and sign communication have very limited meaning for them. We can work with staff teams to introduce the strategy intensive interaction, through which we can communicate with someone by joining in with what they're doing. For some people, this may be the only way for them to know that what the other person is doing is a response to them. Intensive interaction gives opportunities for social interaction and develops trust between clients with very limited communication skills and those who support them. We can give workshops for staff and carers around various strategies, such as how to use sign-supported English and how to support someone to use a communication aid. We work closely with other professionals, considering someone's communication within the context of someone's health, social care, emotions, activities and family. We do jointly run workshops with other professionals around supporting someone's needs that relate to autism or dementia. We hope this video has given an insight into the type of work speech and language therapists in the Community Learning Disability team can offer. However, this is not an exhaustive list, so please do make a referral if you feel we might be able to provide some help for an adult with learning disabilities. It's fine to phone us to discuss what might be possible and helpful. You can call us on 0114 226 1562 or you can email us too at the address below. Thank you for listening. We hope you found this video useful.